going on, Jerome's? Minnesota Vikings, a little bit of news around the waiver wire on Monday. First off, Tom Pelissero go. Vikings are waiving tight end Nick Muse per South. They'll sign him back to the practice squad if he clears. Just imagine the look of Johnny Munn. It's like, hey, a Vikings tight end got cut today, and it wasn't me. Woo. Love, man. But Muse, who just got back off of his stint on the injured reserve, he'll be back on the practice squad, right? And they made this move maybe to sign Daniel Jones, but more likely it's because a long snapper, Jake McQuaid, who was on the practice squad, has exhausted his 3 practice squad elevations, so they need to add him to the 53 until Andrew DePaula gets back. So there you go. Also, so Akayleb Evans, who had gotten waived late last week, former 4th-round pick in 2022, back in the day. And he had shown some promise. Had been a full-time starter last season. Rookie year had a lot of promise before he had multiple concussions, and he ended up on IR. This year, behind the veteran triumvirate of Murph and Gilly and Shaq, playing some special teams, been injured too, but the Vikings cut bait. Now, there had been some thought that the Vikings would potentially bring him back to the practice squad. I didn't necessarily see it, but also it's a non-factor right now. Rap sheet: a former Vikings cornerback Akayleb Evans, who was waived on Saturday, was claimed by the Panthers. Sources tell me and Mike Garafolo. With a season worth of starts and plenty of special teams prowess, Evans should help. And it's a good spot for him. So I like Ejiro in Carolina, and I think Evans, he does have some experience. It just didn't jive with what Flores wants to do in the secondary. So it is what it is. Wishing him well. And it's noteworthy that the Panthers had the number 5 waiver claim priority. So, some multiple teams could have put in a claim, but as we said, Evans would have been in demand because teams love mama, I can change him type players, and he's got size, he's got physicality. He can certainly do that, but just didn't work out here. But like we said, wishing Evans the best. Lastly, potentially most importantly for the Vikings, Schefter, former Giants quarterback Daniel Jones, officially cleared waivers today and is now an unrestricted free agent per South. Jones prefers to sign with a playoff contender, and potential destinations include Baltimore and Minnesota. Maybe he just has a purple fetish. Don't know, man. But Jones, obviously no one was going to claim him because they have to pick up the bulk of his $11 million salary that was remaining. But now he can sign wherever, and he can sign for the league minimum. Pro rate, it's going to be about $375,000. So as we said before, it makes sense for the Vikings. It's a low risk, medium reward spot. You can get a look at him this year, see if you want him to be QB2 behind McCarthy next year if Darnold does move on. And also, it's a nice little insurance policy, and obviously he's a clear upgrade over Brett Rippon as quarterback 3. And O'Connell, so this is the smirk that O'Connell had. As we said, body language police is like, there's a little something there when he was asked about Daniel Jones. Guessing, Strib, will the Vikings have interest in Daniel Jones? Kevin O'Connell, quote, yeah, I'm not really going to go into that today, smirk. But I will say, smirk, tons of respect for Daniel Jones as a player and a person, smirk. Got to know him through the draft process years ago, and I'm sure now that he's a free agent and there's probably a ton of league-wide interest in him, Daniel's going to make the decision that's the best for him and his career moving forward. And I'm sure he's working through the process right now, but I really can't get too much into it about any short-term or long-term interest. Smirk. I can just say I've been a fan of Daniels for a long time and hope wherever his next stop takes him, it's a good opportunity for him. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, no. And Jones, Jones does have talent, man, and it just didn't work out with the Giants. And of course, we know that he does play well in US Bank Stadium. Cool. All right. But he's got an accurate arm. He does have athletic ability. He is a high football IQ player, and for all those reasons. And like I said, it's only $375,000, and then you see that if you want him on the team next year, and you can potentially have him as a backup for McCarthy if Darnold does move on. And of course, Kevin O'Connell is the quarterback whisperer. He loves it. Mama, I can change him type players. I can't wait to see. So I fully have faith that JJ McCarthy is going to be a superstar in this league. But the gong show of former highly drafted quarterbacks behind McCarthy, it's going to be a lot. And basically, Kevin O'Connell is just going to be like a house flipper. Kwesi's going to buy distressed assets, and then O'Connell's going to work his magic, and then they'll trade him for a draft pick, and then that'll be the process. Or he leaves in free agency, and the Vikings get credit for a comp pick in the subsequent year, which we'll see. But I do think that this does make a ton of sense. And as we said, like, it is a absolutely low risk and a decent reward spot, because what if Kevin O'Connell turns Daniel Jones into something? And maybe Daniel Jones won't be a full-time starter ever again in this league, but what if he becomes a high-end backup? What if he becomes McCarthy's caddy for the next 5, 6, 7 years? I mean, that's great value, isn't it? Someone that, knocking down all the wood, hopefully not, but if they need to see the field, you do have confidence in them. And with the 18-game schedule and the NFL the way that it's headed, like, attrition at any position, like, it's clutch. And you do need a backup quarterback. I mean, that's the name. How many team seasons are completely torpedoed because some freak accident or freak injury happens at quarterback and they're just toast? Like, how many teams right now, if the Bills lost Josh Allen, if the Chiefs lost Mahomes, well, don't want to put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Anyways, knock it down, Elwood. Hopefully those guys stay healthy. But any team loses their starting quarterback, how can they rebound? And it's a lesson that Kevin O'Connell and Kwesi learned last year, that it's good to have contingency plans. And this one makes all the sense in the world, and I would not be mad at all if the Vikings went out and got Daniel Jones. No, he's not going to be the starter. No, you don't have to pay him $11 million. No, so shut up. Anyways, that is it. Vikings waiver wire news on this beautiful Monday. We'll see if Daniel Jones signs. Maybe as soon as tomorrow. Let us know your thoughts, our thoughts, comment section. You know what to do. Skol. Production value.